on. We're gonna do some talking. Hello. How's everybody doing? Just cut my finger on some. Hey, wavy. Hi, Chris. Hi. All right, we got some people on here. We got I added a few more things to the. Hi, Shannon Black. How are you? I added a few more things to the boxes this week. So, yeah. So I put some stickers on there too from the Girl Were You Alone podcast. Happy birthday. 36 today. Happy birthday. How's everybody doing? How's your week? It's weird always talking to myself. Congrats on becoming an uncle again. I became an uncle again? What? Is there something I don't know? Good evening. Hello. So we've got my friend Brody on. Looking forward to this. I haven't talked to him in a long time. We have a lot to catch up on. I want to talk about like some of the old Lou days and how Lou was. Oh yeah, Justin had the baby. I was thinking my sisters. I'm like, man, their kids are in college. We need alcohol. Is it coming to that time in the quarantine where we're all empty of alcohol? Is that what it is? All right, so we're going to get Brody on. Brody, if you're out there, give me a quick hello or a shout out, and I'll pull you. I don't know why I always do that. I definitely take notes a lot. Hi, Brian Roberts. What's up, buddy? Brian, I need to get Brian on this show, too. For those of you that don't know, or is it Brodifius? Is that you, Brod? Brodifius 18? Is that you, Brody? Did I write that down? I suppose I should have wrote that down. Brodifius. Brody here. Yep, that's Brody. All right, let's get him on here. Don't. Cut my finger. I cut my finger. Brodifius. I like that. I love seeing Cnote and NSYNC live. Yep. Those are the old days. All right, we're waiting on Brody. Hello, ladies. Happy to be here. JC's birthday. It's Monday. I know, it is Monday. Yeah, Justin just had another baby. I mean, it's not my place to announce. But where is Brody? Just acknowledge, Brod. I'm waiting. Did you burn your forehead? Why? Does my forehead look burned? That's right. Judah and the Lion. No, I think there's a couple guys in here. Stevie. Oh, wait. Brody didn't answer. Hold on. Let's try it again. Let's see if I can get him on here again. Brodifius. Here we go. Go live. All right. Brod hit live. Unable to join. Brody's unable to join. What? Take two. JC, hello. Did Justin have a boy or a girl? Again, it's not my place to comment on Justin's baby things. That's his place to put out. He's having issues. All right, let's see if we can figure out these issues. Let's try it again. We'll go live, see if this works. There we go. Now we got him. What? Wait, I hear you.
I'm kind of frozen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can't see you.
Hold on a second.
Oh, this is what happens when we're too old for this technology, bro. There he is.
Here we are.
What is up, my friend?
What's going on? Sorry about all the technical difficulties there.
Sorry, don't be. Hey, if you would have seen the first like couple weeks I was doing this show,
Yeah.
the show was basically a drinking game. And every time that I got kicked off or I accidentally switched the camera, which I'll probably still do today a lot, because I'll try to double click and it'll switch the camera and everybody will see my stupid books back there behind it.
Uh,
So every time that happened, everybody had to drink.
nice.
And
I
yeah,
like
so
it.
yeah, see, look, people are saying no, Chris has tech issues. We're not millennials. We're from
At all.
another era. We're like Generation X.
It kept telling me that Instagram didn't have permission for my camera, and so, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I've been told
Whatever.
that before.
Whatever.
That's another story altogether. So what's going on, man?
Hey man, it's been a long time since we talked. It's been
Been a long
quite a
time.
while. And but just over here, still in Orlando. Joined the workforce,
Yeah.
doing our thing. All the guys, we're still very much close, and we still talk to each other quite a bit. 3 out of the 4 of us actually still live in Orlando.
Yeah.
Raul actually
Raul.
moved out. Raul moved out to California,
Yeah.
and he's got a great gig and at his job, and then his wife also has a great job over there, and they have like 4 kids.
No
So
kidding.
he's got like a huge family. He's got a dog and everything. So they're all doing pretty good. Everybody's actually landed on their feet and doing pretty well.
Okay,
from where we're at.
so that's gonna bring me into the first question that I have for you.
All right.
You guys are all doing well. You're all still extremely talented.
Okay.
Where's the tour? I mean, obviously not right now. But where's the tour? Where's like, have there been talks about you guys going out and?
Well, I mean, not necessarily. We have talked about it. We've gotten together, and the one thing that we try to build upon recently, our mutual friend Melissa.
Yep.
We were going out to tribute bands all the time. Great tribute bands for Journey and Bon Jovi, and there's this great 80s band called the Molly Ringwalds that comes down here in Orlando, and they put on a great show. And we're like, you know what? Let's just put something together. Yeah. So I got together with David. I got together with Drew. There's this other guy. His name is Ricky. He's from a group called Third Wish during our time.
Okay.
And then there's this real talented guy named Mario who sings locally. And we put together a group right before the COVID thing happened. Yeah.
Of course.
So we put it right before. So it's called the Pop Syndicate. Our official website is thepopsyndicate.com. On Facebook, you can look us up. On Instagram, both of them is the Pop Syndicate.
Basically,
yeah, the Pop Syndicate. And we're just going to basically give you like the ultimate boy band experience. We're going to go out there, put songs from New Kids on the Block to NSYNC to Backstreet to whoever was out there during that time, and just building a really nice show that we can just go ahead and give out to the public. And it should be a lot of fun. That's really what I want to get back to doing, is just to get it back on stage no matter what. You know what I mean?
Well, let's talk about that time, because that time was kind of insane, right? I mean, it was like now you and I were in a band together.
Correct.
You and I, and actually, in actuality, it was basically NSYNC. It was me, you, and Raul were together.
Right.
And it was a time where nobody knew what was going to happen.
Nothing.
We were just, I actually found you guys through Grace.
Yes.
Do you remember this?
Yes.
So through our friend Grace Lopez.
Yeah, the Valencia singers.
Yes, from Valencia.
Yeah.
So which is a weird way to look at it, because at Valencia, I was there with Howie from the Backstreet Boys, and Howie said, "Oh no, Chris isn't the type of guy we're looking for this band, so I'm not going to ask him to be in the band." But luckily, he asked another friend of ours, Charlie Edwards, who helped me start everything, and we brought you guys in, and then Charlie left our band, And at one point, it was just me, you, and Raul.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
And so why don't I, instead of me doing all the talking, why don't you talk about like that time and what was in your head and what were you thinking about this?
Well, I mean, I didn't know what to think about it, quite honestly. I know that we were pretty dedicated to it because I remember quite a bit. You used to be working at Universal Studios, and then you used to serve
At Outback.
and at Outback.
Yeah.
And
And I took
Raul,
pictures. Hold on, and I took pictures at SeaWorld as well.
yeah, you took pictures of SeaWorld? I
Hey,
didn't know
can I
that
get
one.
you all together real quick? Just for a quick. I know it's really hot, but I got to get through this camera roll so I can go inside the air conditioner.
Oh, man. So I remember like, one of the best times I remember is that we used to rehearse like at midnight
Yeah,
because
yeah,
all of us couldn't get our schedules together.
yeah,
So one day, this is funny, and it's great. I mean, it's a tribute to you, Chris, because you lived all the way on the east side of town,
yeah,
and you drove all the way to Dr. Phillips to come pick me up because I didn't have a car
yeah,
at midnight.
yeah.
And one time I fell asleep on the couch because I was waiting for you to come pick me up. You knock on the door, I go to the door, and I walk up. You're like, "What's up, man?" And like, "Okay, I'm ready to go." And then I kind of like pass out and start drooling. And you're like, "What the hell, man?"
Oh, what were you
I'm like,
drooling?
I was still asleep, so I just drooled all over the place. You're like, "What the hell? Come on, get them together." So, and actually, remember we still had John Rodriguez on
Oh yeah,
on the
John.
group.
Well, John came in. I know at one point it was just the three of us, and we had
Yeah,
John, and then John got out again.
yeah, yeah. We had John, and it's now he's doing great with Coast City Vibes, the
Yeah,
Latin Grammy nominated group and everything. So
yeah.
he's doing great with
And
that.
his brother, of course, Luis
It's
Fonsi.
Luis Fonsi with Despacito and
Yeah,
everything. So really blowing up. But yeah, that time there was us three together. I remember. I remember first of all, we were in awe of Lou's house because he had C3POs and
yeah,
he had everything. And I was like,
yeah,
this guy's legit. He's telling the truth all the
yeah,
way.
yeah,
There's no way this guy could be lying. But the requests that he would ask of us, because he said, "Oh, I have somebody coming in," and he's like, "Yeah, put this medley together, put that together, and if you can't, just go ahead and throw a dance break in there."
yeah.
And I remember us looking at each other like, "What the what?"
Now, I do want to make a point that when Lou is telling us to do this,
Uh-huh.
we did not have Wade Robson. We did not have Robin Wiley. We
We
did
didn't have
not have
anybody.
anybody. It was us doing this.
Yes, yes,
It was,
it was
and it was
us.
mostly the three of us sitting in
Yeah,
there going, "All right, you sing this part, you sing this part, I'll sing this part." But we recorded a song.
yeah. I'll be back for more.
I'll be back for more. We
You know
recorded a
what?
song.
I think Lou tried to push that song on every one of his groups.
I think Backstreet tried to do it. I think after you guys, when the
I
other
think you
guys
guys
came,
ended up doing it, right?
no, we didn't end up doing it, but he pushed it. He was like, but see, at that time, luckily we had JC in the band, and JC was like, "Nope, nope," and we're like, "Wait a second, though." But he's pushing the song, whatever. JC's ain't gonna happen, dude.
No,
Ain't gonna happen.
well, it wasn't a really strong song. So I mean,
You think? Now I think Lou had somehow some kind of co-write on it.
he did. That's why he was pushing it.
Or he bought the song. That's why he was
Yeah.
pushing the song. You don't still have that somewhere, do you? Our version?
No, and I've actually reached out to Raul to see if we can find some of the old stuff, and because he's the collector.
Yeah.
So he still hasn't found anything though, especially that old. I mean, that was 96,
No,
97?
that was like 93, 94, dude.
Holy cow!
Because we were together. We started in, I want to say Justin came in the end of 94 or 95. So it had to be after or before that.
Okay.
What year were you in? I mean, I'm almost sure. I mean, I might get fact checked here.
No. I think you're right. I think we're looking roughly around 94, 95. I think around that ballpark. I mean, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, to have that on there. But I don't know if you know this, but Lou's other group, one of his several, Take Five.
Yep.
They had to do I'll Be Back for More.
They did I'll Be Back for More. You know, that's funny.
They
So
recorded it and everything.
so last week I had Emily Kinney on from The Walking Dead. She's a musician, and
Okay.
I didn't even talk about The Walking Dead. I talked about her music, but that day or the day before that, so I'd already planned her. We'd already posted that she was coming on. I noticed that TJ he took this little camper thing that he made and was driving around the country, and he posted on Facebook, "Hey, just got to the KOA in East Nashville." And I was like, "Oh, that would have been convenient. I could have just driven to him and done the
Yeah.
show from his camper." But I was driving around that Sunday, and we were driving downtown, pulled up to a red light, and who did I see walking downtown Broadway with his family but TJ?
Oh man.
And I
Yeah,
yelled
he
at him
lives
real
right down the
quick.
street from me.
Yeah, I yelled at him real quick, and then a bus pulled in the way, and then I had to go, so I didn't get to see him. I didn't get to see him. So we were talking about like the early days when all the work.
Yeah.
I want you to kind of elaborate because I don't think people really understand Lou, and there's a lot going around, and there's a lot. I know Lance has done a few, things about Lou and everything, but I'm not sold on this. And my beliefs with Lou is the people that Lou really screwed over were these investor people that he had like these Ponzi schemes with. He screwed us over, but it wasn't nearly, as bad because he still gave us careers and he still helped us out. But talk about the relationship because, I was starting this band with Lou and I brought you and Raul and John. And then we had, who else was in the band? Wasn't my buddy Ryan in it for a second?
Just ever so shortly.
Yeah,
maybe a couple of months or a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
he was in for a little bit. Yeah,
there were a couple. Was there a couple guys? Charlie, of course. Was Charlie in it when you were in it? Yeah, Charlie was.
Yeah, it was Charlie, you, me, Raul, and then I think as John came in, Charlie went out.
Yeah,
and then we were always trying to fill that either fourth or fifth spot over and over and over.
Who recorded "I'll Be Back for More"? It was me, you, Raul,
and John.
And John, just the four of us?
Yep, just four of us.
I thought there was another one. And they were like, "Yeah, Chris, why don't you sing this part?" And I'm like, Brody's got it. He's good.
Stop.
He knows what he's doing. So we were talking about Lou, though. Talk about like the relationship and how, it was always, like you said, walking in, you knew he had money, so you trusted him. But there was just always weird stuff, Yeah,
I mean, I can speak personally about, whether it's some stuff personal towards me, stuff towards Cnote that, quite honestly, I mean, we had a success. I like to equate Cnote as almost famous. You guys were on the brink. We were on the brink of everything. We were on a certain level, but it could have been at another level if we actually had the 100% backing of Lou.
Yeah.
Which we never got.
Yeah.
Whenever a new group came, Cnote was leapfrogged.
Right.
Over and over and over again. And then we would go ahead and perform in same venues with these people that are leapfrogging us. And people were like, "You guys are killing it. You guys are just destroying all these people." And it was like, yeah, we kind of know, but I mean, it is what it is. Other groups kept leapfrogging and we couldn't get the attention that we needed. That screwed us up as a team. We were mismanaged and underappreciated, I feel, as Cnote. Myself, I had an experience with Lou that I don't. It's something that's very uncomfortable. For me, he tried to take advantage of me as a young man, and I kind of pulled away. And our relationship was never the same. He was dogging me from then on out because I pushed away. And it was like, "You're too short." What the hell? I'm not going to grow. I'm already 20 some odd years old.
Yeah.
Oh, it's this or it's that. Everything was dogging on me the whole time. I mean, to the point that he would try to convince the guys, and God bless the guys, they were awesome and had my back, but try to convince the guys that I was the problem within the group. Look, you're not getting signed because of Brody.
Yeah.
And I mean, luckily the guys had my back, and stood behind me. But so yeah, I felt a lot of animosity towards Lou.
Yeah.
I was really watching when he was being chased around the world and everything. Mike, I was glued to the TV,
Hmm.
and when they caught him and put him in jail, I was happy.
Yeah.
You know, personally for me, because he really, you don't understand. You do understand. We were really young kids. We were young men when we first met him, and we believed everything he said for a certain amount of time. And then, you know, it's like the Wizard of Oz. You pull the curtain and you realize this guy's just full of it.
Yeah. Now,
And
I will
what
tell
he
you
did to
one way
us,
I
he did
was
to others.
lucky. One way I was
What's that?
lucky though was I wasn't one of the good-looking ones like you guys.
No, stop.
I was a bit of a weird-looking kid and very awkwardly kind of probably not loose type. And
Whatever.
it's amazing to hear the stories because, you know, I never had those stories. And to be honest, I didn't know you had one of these stories.
Yeah.
But like imagine if that would have happened like now.
Oh, forget it.
You know, it would have been like, you know, all over. It would have been the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And thank God it would have. You know, thank God we're in a day and age where stuff like this doesn't go down anymore. You know,
Right.
but it's thanks to people like you and people that have been through it, you know, that tell these stories and talk about it, that kids understand and they go, no, this isn't right. This isn't a cool thing.
No, at all.
But another thing, and I think I interrupted you in were you finishing something? I don't know if I interrupted.
No.
Sorry, but there was I think a weird irony in the fact of saying if that would have happened today is I think Cnote was ahead of its time.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Okay.
because if you really think about it, the Latin music was still coming up. I mean, Ricky Martin was coming
Right.
out. You know, these guys, these Latin artists were just starting to come out, and it
Right.
was tough for you guys, especially as you know, being on Lou's back burner,
Mm-hmm.
to really make it. But now, I mean, a Latin group like you guys would crush.
It was really frustrating because when that Latin invasion really happened, it was, I mean, we were all licking our lips. We were
Yeah,
like, this is it. I
yeah,
mean, this is who we are. I mean, three-fourths of us are totally Hispanic. Three-fourths of us Spanish is our actually at one point our first language. So
hmm,
let's just make it happen. And you know what? He also had an inability of actually connecting to the Spanish
yeah,
music side. I don't think
yeah,
he really had an experience there, or he just didn't want to go there. You know, his formula was either here in the States or Europe, and then here in the States.
yeah,
And it just it he had such an opportunity to do that with us and send us down to South America and send us down to the Caribbean and to make it happen. And he just totally dropped the ball. I mean, we at one point, Chris, this is honest to God, J-Lo just came out, okay? On the 6th, just came out. We're about to be on a float with her on the Puerto Rican Day Parade, right? Our management, as good as they are, pulls us off of that float so we can do a show in Prospect Park for like 15 people. Granted, we performed the hell out of it for 15
right,
people, but why would you pull us?
yeah, yeah.
Why would you pull us? I mean, she's going to be the next big Latin star. We're going to be on the float with her. Why in the hell would you pull us?
Well, but again, you know, and not to just to play a little devil's advocate, I still wouldn't have done it. But you don't know at the time. You just know she's a dancer slash actress trying to make it. But to me, that would be the opportunity to go, you know, 15 people or Jennifer Lopez, you know, whereas the
Yeah.
connections, people see oh, there's a band with her too. I wonder who those guys are. You know, I
Right, right,
wonder,
right.
because there was a difference. And you guys always said that, you know, when everybody was putting us all in these boy band type things, you guys always called yourselves a vocal group.
Right. We did.
Yeah. And, you
We
know,
did quite a bit.
which we tried to too, but, you know, it's tough when you're trying to they're selling t-shirts and posters and things like that to go, oh, but we're a vocal band. We're more vocals. They're like, cool, shut up. But
No, you guys are through the roof, man. I
no,
mean, NSYNC's my favorite boy band. The C note's right underneath.
Yeah,
But
no,
NSYNC's my favorite
we
boy
have to
band.
be your favorite boy band. My butt would be hurt if you weren't our favorite boy band. That would crush my spirit. That would crush everything about me. If I knew that one of my oldest friends in the book, Brody, thought that Backstreet was better or somebody else was better,
No,
it would have
no, we're
broke
good.
my heart. So you guys, how were those beginning days of like touring or going out, or like when was it that you realized, oh, Cnote's got some legs? Like, we are saying the rug kept being pulled out from under you, but there were
Right.
moments and there were a lot of opportunities and there were a lot of times where you guys were like on stage looking around at each other like, man, we freaking did it. This is like,
Yeah, man, they were. I mean, especially the tours are great. I mean, touring was just so much fun. When we toured with Brandy, when we toured with Britney Spears, and we toured with Cher, but also some of these like obscure radio gigs in the middle of nowhere. We did some show in like Omaha, Nebraska, and it was like all you saw was just an ocean of people. There was all the way through the
yeah,
horizon. There was no land. All you saw was people, and it was like just hands going up and down. And it was like, man, this is what I want every day of my life.
right.
This is what I'm supposed to be feeling. So being on stage in venues like that, um, we were in a little town called Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
I know
You're from PA.
Bethlehem. I know
Yeah.
Bethlehem.
Yeah. So little Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, man. And they set up a stage in the middle of a neighborhood. Houses all around. Everybody in the neighborhood came out. And it was such a blast. We had such a great show. And then people are inviting us to go eat in their dining rooms. People are, hey, come over here. We're having a barbecue. Let's do this. Let's do that. It just the little cities or sometimes the big venues or the touring. That's when I felt when we were actually getting out there and we were actually performing and people were actually hearing something that was like, you know what? These guys can actually sing. These guys can actually perform. And I'm putting my money on that, because I'm buying their ticket. So that's when it felt unreal. That's when I felt like we had legs.
So how tied were you at the time then? Because if you knew that this is building and you're seeing that there's a need for Cnote in the marketplace, but that Lou's pulling the rug out from you all the time, how were there any discussions or how hard would it have been to go, you know what, Lou's the problem, let's move on? Or was it, like a lot of us chained, ball and chain, and you couldn't get away, or wasn't that even ever discussed? You were just in the middle of it.
No, I mean, I think it was a lot of ball and chain. I think all we knew actually in this business was Lou. And how do we get out of his shadow and jump on somebody else's train? How do we do that? And that was a scary scenario. How do we actually leave this person who actually gave us the opportunity to do something like this? And then Lou would do something great, and he would, throw you some money, or he would, okay, let's record. I just out of nowhere, he'd throw you this huge gesture, and then you're like back on board.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, he was a master at manipulating people.
Yeah.
He felt the room better than anybody that I've ever met. He controlled that room better than anybody that I ever met. And, because of that, I mean, we just kept hanging on.
Yeah. Now, was there ever a fear? Was there ever a fear of Lou? Because to me, there was a fear, like, especially like even after everything happened, even after we realized we were getting screwed by him, we've got this huge record deal. We've got this whole machine behind us that's saying, okay, all we got to do is get rid of Lou now, and we're going to come over here. I mean, to me, that was like, there was so much fear in what Lou could do, because from all I knew, Lou knew everyone and, had everyone wrapped around his finger. And the minute you go against Lou is the minute he ruins your life, I mean, with fear, was there any fear with you guys? Like,
I think there was. I think for me in particular, because what had happened to me earlier, what I spoke about earlier, happened before Cnote. So I came back with my eyes open. I came back a little bit more aware. I came back, you know, Raul was like my right-hand man. I'm like, Raul, I'm leaning on you because, you know, I'm not letting this happen. I'm here. And from the get, when we got back, and he, you know, he was okay with the Cnote group that we put together. I was even from that point, I was always really scared. The rest of the guys, I don't think so much. I think like David was very confident. Mm-hmm. David was very confident within the whole thing. I think David got fed up a little bit towards the end because he saw how it wasn't working out how it was supposed to be. I think David, they were, during this time, there were so many episodes in which we could have jumped to another label, or we could have done something better, or we could have done something that Lou just kept sweeping under the rug all the time. And David was like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know why he keeps doing this. You know, so there was a fear about leaving Lou because, again, where do we go? And if we leave him, what is he going to say?
Yeah.
You know, how is he going to, you know, how do we go against this guy? I mean, in our eyes, he was the business, you know? So how do we go against this mogul, let's say, and try to establish our own identity, you know? And so that really caused a lot of stress within the group and everything. And yeah, there was some substantial fear.
Now, how much input did he have on the band? Like, you know, we talk about, you know, obviously the awkward stuff I don't want to, you know, bring up or get into, but how much input was he, or even, you know, this isn't even just a Lou question. This is in general with who you were signed to, management, you know, how much was you know, how much was you for into the songs, into the look, into, you know, ideas of where you were touring? Because like I said, when it was me, you and Raul, we did everything. We wore every hat. We had to do all the arranging. We had, and you guys still didn't really have the resources to have, you know, choreographers as much, you know, arrangers, producers, you know, it was you guys doing most of the legwork. So how much was that all you, and what part of it was you, and what did you guys really contribute?
I think like in the beginning, and we really worked a lot on the arranging of the songs and everything, what it should be, you know, who's going to sing what part and whatever. We always collaborated with whatever producer or whatever was on there, but it was a super collaborative thing because we were very opinionated on how the sound should sound like. There were some producers that weren't very open, and this is how it's going to be, and that's that. But with us, I mean, when it came to the style and everything, David was a huge influence. David and Raul was actually a really huge influence in that in the group, with what we're going to look like, what we're going to do. One of our classic moves is that we had like these jumpsuits and then we would tear them off. And it was just like super sexy.
How fun is it to talk about, like, at the time, this isn't a joke. We're dead serious. This is going to be so cool in these super sexy suits that we tear off. But looking back on it,
oh, it's corny all to be damned.
I mean, I have a pineapple on my head, for God's sakes, you know. But at the time, you're thinking you're the coolest person on the planet. Like, what?
Yep.
I'm like Busta Rhymes over here. Like, this is my thing. And the next thing you know, you're looking back on pictures, and everybody's like, "Hey, weren't you the pineapple head guy?" Yeah, that was me. Well, let's get off of the depressing stuff though. Let's talk about now, because now you said you've got this whole pop syndicate thing going on, and I see you on your Instagram or maybe it's Facebook. What do you do most of? Twitter, Facebook, or Insta?
I kind of whenever I post any, like, are you talking about when I sing?
Yep.
Yeah, I usually post it on Instagram, and then it copies automatically to Facebook.
To Facebook and Twitter. You do Twitter?
Once in a while.
I do Twitter for my news.
Oh, do you really?
I'm trying to talk like I don't know what the hell I do Twitter for.
No, man. You know what? I get into Twitter, and then it's all the political stuff that's going on, and I'm like, it's garbage.
It's so bad, and I promise everybody I will not get into a political rant or anything on this, especially with you, but it's so bad. You just look at it and you just laugh. Sometimes I just close my eyes and I'll wait, and if I look at something, I won't look who put it up. But the minute I see it, there's like half a dozen people on this side and half a dozen people on this side that I know it's one of those people that posted this insanity. Meanwhile, we're all in the middle going, let's just fucking be friends. Let's just like,
right?
let's just get this shit right. Like, stop the hate.
It's pretty intense. So it's
But
whatever.
you're doing these things now, and I see you all the time. And normally I'm on silent. So when I go up to your little things and see you in the car or seeing you at the gym or doing these things and work out, man, you still got it, dude. Your voice, it's still great to see you sing. What inspires you to still go out there and just like, I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna sing these things. And
Man, it's what I was born to do for the most part. And right now, I mean, I'm not complaining about where my life is or anything. I'm doing everything for my family, but
are you happy?
I'm very happy. I'm very happy, but I love to sing, and sometimes I just need to sing it out. And whether it's in the car, or whether it's right after the gym, or whatnot, I sing. And then especially like I listen to Chris Stapleton a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like a monster, like
Mm-hmm.
unbelievable. So I really like to try to sing his stuff because it's just super soulful. Even though it's country, it's still great soul. I mean, he's fantastic, man.
So Stapleton, what else are you listening to? What's in your what's and knowing you and the way we are with technology, so what's in your iPod?
Hey, you know what's bad? It's everybody messes with me. I don't know what kind of phone you have, but I have an Android, and everybody's like, "Why the hell do you have an Android?"
Yeah. I
I
don't
mean,
know
come
the
on.
difference. I don't know the difference. I don't all I know is the only reason I have an iPhone, but the only reason I have the new one is because of this show, because the first 5 weeks I kept getting booted because I had like an iPhone 1. It was this giant concrete brick. It had like a camera attached to it, and no, it wasn't that bad, but that's why I had to switch. But we could start that. Maybe let's start that. We'll start that on all our Facebooks and everything.
Yeah.
iPod or Android versus Apple. Go. Forget all this other stuff. Let's fight over something that means something. But anyway, so what are you listening to? What's in your?
A lot of the stuff I listen to a lot of Led Zeppelin. I listen to a lot of Stevie Wonder. I listen to Stapleton, some Black Sabbath. I've been going through like a heavy metal rock 70s, 60s rock phase, and I've just been really like living there for a little while now.
Yeah.
And then I sprinkle the boy bands on there. I have yours. Your group is the only group that I have besides Cnote. So it's only NSYNC and Cnote that I have. So I listen to that, and that's about it. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of new stuff, unfortunately.
No new stuff. Why not? You just
Judah
and the Lion.
I have no idea who that is.
Check them out. I'll send you a list. How about that?
Go ahead and send me. Apparently, I got to get my music game up. So because I'm back in the 70s, the way I'm listening to stuff.
You know what? Though? It's comfortable. It's music that you enjoy. It's music that you know. It's the same reason I'm watching The Love Boat on TV right now, because it puts you at a time where you remember. I know. Go ahead, laugh. It's awesome. I'm almost through the first season. Don't judge me, man.
Are you seriously watching The Love Boat?
Soon we'll be making another run. Heck yeah,
Nice.
Chrissy McNichol was on it just now. There's been a lot of crazy. I don't know why I'm telling you that,
Nice.
but you know what I like to do is I go to like a modern. I don't like tunes or anything. There's a lot of stuff right now that I don't want to say is garbage, but it's just the same. Like there hasn't been that boom
Right.
that there was in the 80s, in the early 90s, in the late
Right.
90s, in the early 2000s. You know, we've been in kind
Right.
of a lull. There's great music out there. I'm not dissing any artist because I talk to, you know, a lot of these artists on the show, but
Hmm.
there's just not there's this similarity in all the songs. And they always start off with like, you know, bang this bitch or, you know, whatever. And the minute they start off with stuff like that, I'm like, well, I mean, you got my attention, but I'm not going to download the song. But I go through and I find all these songs and I try to stay, you know, relevant in, you know, new
Right.
music because there's a lot of really cool new music that I could send you over and you listen to it and it'll turn your ear. Like it'll
Okay.
give you faith in the music business again. Don't lose
Okay.
faith and go back to Zeppelin and live in that era. But
You know what? I keep listening to the stuff that my son is 14, right? So I keep listening to the stuff that he's listening to now.
mhm.
And it's just this, like, I don't know, what the hell are you listening to?
Yeah,
Like, what the hell is this? And then I hear my dad saying that to me, and I'm
yeah.
just like, man, I've become my dad. But no, this is not good.
No, it's different this time. When
Yeah,
my dad said it, it didn't make sense. But now that I'm
totally.
saying it, it makes total sense.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm right.
And yeah, and someday my son will be saying this to his kids and going, what I was listening to, and you're going, what you were listening to was garbage. Don't tell your son he's listening to garbage.
Oh man.
Well, listen, buddy, I don't want to keep you on forever. It's funny, we started out like these would only go like, oh, you know what? Let me do something real quick though. I didn't do this last week because we kind of went long too. But I've got some questions from fans that they wanted to get out to you too. So
Okay.
a lot of them we went over, but here's Emily asks, what is the origin of Cnote?
Actually, Drew came up with the name. We were looking around thinking about what the name was, and Drew came up with why not C Note, and then David put an acronym to it, meaning creating nothing other than excellence.
Yeah. All right.
So,
How about if you were doing music back then, or if you weren't doing music back then, what would have been your dream career?
I don't.
It's kind of tricky because I think it would be musical. How about this?
You know.
How about let's kind of change this a little bit. If you weren't in C Note,
Uh-huh.
what would you have done? And you can still say music, but
Yeah, I would have done something in music myself. I would have either been like I don't know, a music teacher, or maybe just try to do a solo project.
mm-hmm. Why don't you teach now?
And, I used to. I used
Yeah,
to for about 2 years,
you
and
did
I
voice
did
lessons,
well.
right? Didn't you do voice lessons too?
Yeah, I did voice
Yeah.
lessons for a while, and it worked out well. It's just, you know, more family, more everything, less time to do other stuff. So,
You could do voice lessons now and just. All right. First of all, if I could get you. All right. How is we talked about how the quarantine has been kind of. Actually, we didn't really talk about how the quarantine's been. How has the quarantine been?
I'm going out of my mind.
Yeah,
I
we have
can't wait to get
kids.
out of my house. My kids are driving me crazy. My daughter actually is 19 and she's away at college already, so she's good. But my son is a soccer player, and he's in and out doing his thing. Everybody has to wear a mask. I just really want to get out of my house. I
Yeah.
just really, yeah, I live in Orange County, which is down. You know where Orange County is,
Yeah.
and I live in downtown Orlando, and Orange County is the fourth highest COVID in the state of Florida.
Yeah. Well,
So I mean,
you also realize that statement right there. You're in the state of Florida. I think that's going to be in the dictionary. It's going to replace like insanity. What state do you live in? I live in the state of insanity. Or
yeah,
man, I'm in the state of Florida over here. That's what
I'm in the state of Florida.
Yeah, I'm in the state. I mean, I live in Nashville, but I'm in the state of Florida right now. It's freaking insane.
Yeah, I got that.
Would you reunite special C-Note concert? We kind of said that. We said that. Yeah, we said performing. All right, I think we got a bunch of the fans' questions. Dude, I knew I was looking forward to this so much. to catch
Awesome,
up.
man.
Don't be a stranger. Whenever this COVID thing is over in 2022, let's talk. Well, it depends. I've heard a lot of things, but as of right now, it looks like we might be doing this for a while.
Yeah, but
And
I've been to Nashville a couple times, loved it. So I know that you're up there. So yeah, I'd love to take a trip up there and hang out.
Stapleton lives down the street. Maybe we'll see if he's around and go bug him.
That would be awesome.
Be like, hey, check this kid out, dude. He can sing too. He's pretty good.
Oh man.
Hey, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you, buddy.
Big time. Will you take care of yourself? Give the family my love, and we'll talk soon.
All right, you do the same.
All right. Thanks again, bro.
Take care, man.
Okay, man. That's another one. I don't know where these go. We start talking, and it's like, I'm like, wait, we have to do a little game thing here for fun. But man, that dude is a great dude. If you guys, I think we'll post his what do you call them? Socials. We'll post his socials up. I want you to check him out. Watch his little sing-song stuff he does. He's still got it. He's still got a great voice. And that was fun. Him and I were in a band together long before Cnote and NSYNC. And we had fun. We had a ton of work. Like, he was not kidding. Like, we were working our asses off. And I had 3 jobs, plus we didn't talk about was I went to school full time at Rollins. So I was sleeping in my car, showing up. Hey guys, midnight rehearsal. Sorry I'm late. Just got out of work, just got out of class, just got out of work, just got out of work. That's the way it was back then. All right, let's do some quick. Got about 15 minutes or so. I think we can get 3 or 4 in. I should pick. All right. Let's just pick. We'll just go straight. You see JC behind me? See that? I did that on purpose today.